Greetings programs, welcome back to the grid. I am Sark, and today's game is to explore some brushes in Affinity Photo to improve our peach texture. This is a medium quality render, and you can see that we kind of have some seams, although we did a pretty good job of hiding the location of them. We also have this like sort of weird triangle at the top, and I'm pretty sure I know what's causing it. So, looking at our texture, I'm playing around with some splattering type brushes. Those are coming off actually rather well. But right up here at the top where we have this sort of dark edge on the left and the right side, all of this runs to a single point, like longitudinal lines on a globe. So you really want the whole top edge to sort of be the same or very close in color. So I'm going to start fresh anyway. I've been playing around with a shape more like this, and I've just been using a large, very soft brush to layer in some general color. I'm going to go ahead and save this for now and see what it looks like in 3D Studio Max. So I'm going to save as, no, what do? Export. Export it right over top the other one. And take another, we'll say, let's set our render settings lower. So F10, get into your render settings, and go into your art renderer, just set it to draft, leave your filtering nice and high, and that should be relatively quick. So already I could see, I think, that this is going to make more sense. Just doing a draft render because I'm only looking for the general color, right? I'm not looking for detail yet. I'm going to go relatively quick. It'll run a noise filter real fast. Quick and cheaty way. I mean, you can see that when we do that low quality render, we lose tons of detail in the scene, and the grapes never come out quite right. But this is perfect for what we're trying to do. So already this is a vast improvement, I feel, and we haven't even gotten in there to do some of these details. So back to Affinity Photo. I'm gonna get some brushes out and start playing with them. So over here on brushes, top right, they have like dry media brushes. I downloaded some of these like moss textures at one point. Let me look at some of these. So what's nice about Affinity is it will give you a preview of what you're going to do. So take this red one. You can kind of see what it's going to look like before you click, which is kind of nice. That's actually better than I hoped. I'm just going to layer this in on my edges a little bit. Right? Not too much. And then I'm going to take a darker version of it. Now those get awfully desaturated though. I wonder if I have, this is just RGB. Can I have RGB? Yeah, hue saturation value. Let's go with that. So I want to keep this saturation high. Okay. It says that's a high saturation. I don't believe it. Alright, that feels a little better. I was kind of in the brown category, I think, is part of what was happening. So, okay. Really don't want to go overkill with this brush though, so let's set the opacity down to like 35. And just in some of these deepest red areas that we want to have, yeah, that's pretty good. This is coming off way better than my last attempt, so probably practice didn't hurt a little. And yeah, let's go with that. Then I'm going to go ahead and get like a more speckly brush, right? So I'm going to go to brushes, and I'm going to go to like sprays and spatters maybe. And remember, our texture is like 3,000 pixels, so you really got to take it up. But it is an exponential curve, so you got to watch out for that. Whoa. Why is that 1,000 pixels? Okay, that's not the brush that's going to work. I was thinking... Oh. One of these brushes was working okay for me earlier. Just got to figure out which one it was. This one's a little too... like it really looks like somebody sprayed paint, right? Yeah, no. So you gotta look at some of these brushes and think about them. You gotta try some things. Make some mistakes. Oh, that's actually kind of nice. Right? We could do. Ooh. Why is the second? It's the second click is odd. Like it almost wants. First click was working. Okay. I am just toying around with some brushes here. You should do the same. Don't trust my brush selection. You're gonna find better tools for your particular purpose. Yeah, really, these dry media brushes really aren't, or these splatter brushes aren't what I want. Maybe I should look at some dry media brushes. No. Forget what I was using before. Masking. No, that's... No. It doesn't hurt to look at some dry media brushes. Gritty pastel, wax pastel, dense grain chalk. Let's try this. Oil pastel might be interesting. Yeah, this. Some of these are just a little too dense. You can always play with the brush too. Control Z, Control Z. Go back to the wax pastel maybe? Dense grain chalk. Go back to the dense grain chalk. This is what it was doing for us. I bet we could reduce the... But we can go in here and reduce the spacing. Right? Whoa. Yeah, to like a very small number, right? And then sort of play it out across. That deep red is just too much. Yeah, not really what I'm looking for. Okay, keep looking. It's part of the game here today is to explore some of this stuff. Textures. Hello, textures. Okay. That's manageable. This. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So, sometimes you just have to play around until you find a brush you appreciate. I want just a little of this in some of the darkest areas. Not a lot. Then I want to take the... If we look at our, like, sort of reference image, there's some bright spots the other way around, too. So, that's kind of neat. This needs a little texture, so hit that there. Okay, so go to your color, flip these, and really maybe even set this further towards yellow. Not a crazy amount. Yeah. That's kind of fun. So this is definitely helping me achieve the desired effect. Probably need some more orange back in here, so been doing a lot with the dark red and with the yellow, but need something kind of in between. I thought that took... So maybe some of this along the edges here. Alright, let's go see how this looks. I have a feeling that this is going to end up looking pretty good from the scale of the entire scene. So, doesn't have to be photo real. We're not going to be looking at every single angle of the peach. That would be a problem, right? Because at the bottom it comes in, and we would have to export this for a proper UV map. Maybe we'll do a tutorial on that in the near future. Save as. Should probably be using layers. So I've been a little lazy about that. If you want to be able to test out lots of different ways to do things, layers might be a smart way to go. We'll save this. That's fine. These features of 3ds Max at this point is it should live update. So, where are we at? This material. Yeah, here it is. So this should be our newest version. It is. And we'll take a low quality render. I have a feeling that doing so, we're going to miss a lot of that detail we just put in. But that's okay. I'm just curious to see what it looks like. Yeah, almost none of that subtle detail is going to come through at this resolution. Some of it still does. Even with the noise pass, some of these little speckles and things came through. So that's actually kind of nice. I would do a higher quality render. Nobody wants to watch that, but you're going to set it to extra high, and you're going to set it to you're going to take your filtering way down, like no more than 5%, and you'll get a much even if I just let this go for a little bit, we could let this go for a little bit, I guess. I'm going to let this finish, so it will take probably about a half hour. Just letting this spin for a few more passes. We'll get an idea of some of this detail. Already we got rid of our weird triangle. We fixed our seam because we knew that the right edge and the left edge of our texture were aligned to the seam, right? We did that on purpose in the beginning, so that's actually paying off. It's very easy to make everything quite seamless now. Yeah, I mean, this has got a long time to go before things really start to look good, so I'm not going to make anybody sit through that. That seems silly. I have one more trick up my sleeve, which is a noise map. I don't know if we talked about this. Noise is sort of a problem with the art renderer, and you're always sort of working to fight the noise, but at the same time, some objects in the real world have little bits of detail that are indiscriminate from the sum of their parts, I guess. The detail is so small and so pervasive. So a bump map with a noise procedural on it is ideal for us. 0.1 is more than enough bump, and for the scale of my scene, 0.005 is what is right for regular, and pretty much left most of the settings alone. So turning that on, I don't know if you'll be able to see too much of a difference here. All it does is it breaks up the surface a little bit. So really, really subtle effect, but it just keeps the thing from looking too smooth, too plastic. And that's all I have for today. Good luck, have fun, try to stay safe.